Good afternoon, folks, and welcome back to another episode of South of the Cheddar Curtain. As always, it's your boy Devin Hine, sitting across the Microsoft Teams screen from the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Lucas Mueller. You want to say hi to the folks, Luke?
Hello, folks.
Folks, we are back. We are back just in the nick of time. We are in the middle of training camp, and it is time for Lucas and I to explain to you all the new friends that we added in the draft, how they're looking so far in training camp, and our overall thoughts as we enter what is for me the holy season, preseason football, folks. This is what this show was built for. Guys that, do they really have a shot in the roster? Maybe not, but those are always mine and Luke's favorites. And, I think I speak for all of us. Preseason football isn't the highest quality, but when you've missed it so much, coupled with the storylines, by golly, it's like Christmas.
It really is. And like Devin brought up, this is our time to shine, honestly. The draft season and this is it. This is when we get too excited about Jeff Janis in a preseason game, right? And hey, that came to fruition against the Arizona Cardinals that year. So it's not completely unfounded, but this is when all the people at the bottom of the roster that we fall in love with for absolutely no reason, this is when we get to see them come out a little bit. I'm excited.
Absolutely, brother. All right. Let's wind back the clock. Let's go to second night of the draft because first round, we didn't have a pick. That Micah Parsons guy, he's pretty good. You like that so far?
Good. Yeah, I'm good with it.
Easy. All right. Now, a gentleman that in my personal mocks was going in late first round, fell to us at 52, South Carolina's own. Give me Brandon Cisse. If you call him a Cisse, we're going to have problems. Brandon Cisse, cornerback out of South Carolina, like I said. He is 5'11", $189, only 21 years old. First thing I think of him when I see him, Luke, Eric Stokes. Eric Stokes, no dreads. Very good comparison. High athletic profile. 4'4" in the 40, 41-inch vertical. He's very quick. He likes playing press. A little more physical than I would say Stokes is for his size. Like kind of more so we wanted Stokes to be. With that size, he does kind of struggle against bigger receivers. He's only 5'11", not my typical prototype, but a guy who seems to, despite being a Gamecock in college, he's got that dog in him. And so far, again, we're early in training camp. The reviews have been pretty good. I think he is in legitimate competition to be a starter day one at corner on this team.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm going to preface this a little bit by saying that I went to training camp, right? I was there on day 2, no pads.
Oh, yet, folks, I completely forgot that we had the insider info. Forgive me.
We got some
insider
rusty.
Info. A little rusty.
We got some insider. But yeah, I'm really excited about this pick right off the bat, right? I know we were texting about it when it happened. Super pleased with this. Yeah, I saw him going a lot in late first, early second. A lot of corners got taken in front of him. That seemed a little puzzling to me, but hey, that's fine because this is a guy I'm really excited about. Not huge size, like you said, 5'11". He's really on the lighter side that we like our cornerbacks. But you got to remember, I think this guy was 20 on draft day, right? He turned 21 since then. So he is a youngster. He's only going to put on some pounds. He might even grow an inch. You never know. It's possible. But he's really on the young side. When you compare his athletic profile to a lot of the other corners that came out that are 23, even 24, right? Really excited about where he could be in a year or two, given some snaps and some growth potential here. But there's one thing I want to bring up that kind of goes against a little bit what I've heard from training camp news a little bit. You know, we love Andy Herman here. Pack Day Podcast is phenomenal. He keeps saying that Cisse and St. Juste come on with the twos all the time, right? And they're both getting like an equal shot. That's not what I saw. I understand I was only there for one day, but Cisse seemed to be the clear number 3 over St. Juste. He was on the field significantly more. When it was the straight twos, yeah, him and St. Juste were on the field, but he got mixed in with the ones more frequently instead of Valentine. So Nixon was the clear number 1 in the cornerback room with Valentine, Cisse shortly behind, and then St. Juste as a 4th. But really liked what I saw from him in person. He looked great. Gave up a couple catches, which is going to happen, right? It's corner in a training camp. Like, you're going to give up catches no matter what.
And he's like 12 years old.
Correct. But he's right there. He was right there on every single play, that's what you want to see, right? Also, he's rocking the new Guardian cap.
Oh, yep. Somebody had to. He picked it up for Romeo.
He's got it, and it looks way less goofy than Romeo.
Okay.
It does. It looks less. It looks less like it's just those. This is taking it back for people of our age. The textbook covers that were like stretchy, right? That people had when we were kids. That's what the old one looked like.
Good
right?
throwback, Luke. Good throwback.
This at least has some structure. It's not like kind of weirdly folded and stuff in weird places, right? It looks more intentional. So he looks good with it. He's not the biggest guy in the world, so he once again looks a little goofy with it because his head looks way too big on his body now. But that's okay. He'll grow into it. We'll see. But really excited about him. And like I said, he's looked good. Like you said, training camp so far, everybody's been really pleased with his progress. And for someone that young to be able to step in day one and be an impactful player, it's a great sign.
And I'm going to agree with your expert analysis on the snap count to share between him and the Juice Man himself, Benjamin St. Juiced, who, if you're watching at home, folks, keeping track, Juice Man did have a would-be pick 6 in training camp. Just saying. But Carrington Valentine's dealing with a hamstring injury. So while he has been sidelined, if I'm not mistaken, it is Brandon Cisse who has stepped in at the number 2 corner spot across from Keyshawn with Bullard in the slot. So the man, the myth, the legend, living up to the hype.
And also, this is for you, Devin. St. Juiced is giant out there.
Yo, this is about the draft. I'm going to stop myself. We're going to go on to our second pick in the 3rd round. All right, folks, a little history lesson. Let's go back to the Civil War. Let's go back to General George McClellan, okay? Really did a really good job organizing Army of the Potomac for Lincoln in 1963. His issue, like a lot of those Northern generals early in the war, was he was very, very conservative, all right? Instead, a man, 2 centuries later, Chris McClellan, 22-year-old out of Missouri, 6'4", 313, defensive tackle for the Green Bay Packers now. He does not share that trait of being a little hesitant. Nope, he sees a gap, he goes right through it. He's got beautiful hands. He occupies multiple blockers, and he's got a little more upside for a pass rusher than you would think, right? Some of the other guys in this range we talked about, like maybe Caleb Banks is like a traditional run stuffer, 100% that's what he does. Or the dude from Florida State, Jackson Johnson, whatever his name was.
Yep, Jackson.
He was another big guy that was like, okay, this is going to be a prototypical run stuffer. McClellan's more of a tweener. I mean, good size at 313. He can definitely eat up a block or two. But he still did have 6 sacks his last year at Mizzou. It's something. He, at least it's not like he wouldn't be the preferred pass rusher in 3rd and long, but he can if need be. If Wyatt's banged up or Hargrave, for example, like he is still, in my mind, probably a better choice than Carl. No offense to your boy.
Carl's our boy. Stop lying.
All right, you're right.
So Chris McClellan, right? I think both of us really liked a couple defensive tackles in this range. Unfortunately, one of them went to the Vikings, right? And Dominique Orange, who was probably I believe I mocked him to us, Big Citrus. He's the one I really wanted. And it took me a while to kind of settle into Chris McClellan a little bit. And here's why. I want to run stuffer in the middle, right? We had issues against the run, moving to a 3-4. Really important that nose tackle can kind of anchor the defense, right? I wanted Dominique Orange because he's just a very large human that gets in the way of people. That's what he does, right? I wasn't necessarily thinking as much like the Packers do. The Packers really enjoy a little bit of the tweener prototype when it comes to defensive linemen. What I mean by that is they don't generally like a ton of just pure run stuffers, right? Mm-hmm. We've had a couple like TJ Sladen over the years, Jonathan Ford right now in training camp. At a couple times we've had him. But they prefer people that have a little bit of juice as well. And Chris McClellan brings significantly more juice than, like you said, a lot of those other defensive tackles that were roughly in this range. So while he may not be exactly what I was hoping for at the time, I think long-term having someone that's a little more potentially Kenny Clark-ish, someone that can do a bit of both, definitely falls in line with what the Packers like. Now, in person, I didn't really notice anything about him. It's hard to tell on defensive tackles, right? I was sitting on the defensive side, so I got to see a lot of the defensive players, which was nice. Mm-hmm. but nothing necessarily stood out about him. It seems like he's fallen down. I don't maybe fallen down isn't the right word, but he hasn't started super high on the depth chart yet.
Oh, he's behind
Right.
Jonathan Ford.
But Jonathan Ford's been flashing so far a ton, right? So that's a good thing almost.
I mean, it's a good thing for Jonathan Ford. It's a little rough
Right.
when, like, the jokes we used to make about Jonathan Ford. He can't.
Correct.
Yo, time out. Do you remember? Is he still wearing 64? I swear to God. Lucas, is Jonathan Ford still wearing 64?
Actually, I don't think he is.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he changed
All
his
right.
number.
All right. I can get more aboard the Jonathan Ford trade.
Yeah,
There was a time where we were, like, begging for him.
I know.
Like, his first go around in the Packers, when he was, what, 7th round pick?
Yeah.
And big surprise, even if that was 6 years ago, we were looking for, better run stuff. Big
Correct.
surprise. But I remember pounding the table for him. Another guy, speaking of pounding the table, I took this guy in the second round for my mock drafts. All right.
And I did not laugh at you for this.
No.
That was a good pick.
It was a miracle, folks. You believe in miracles? A miracle happened on August, whatever it was. That Saturday when we were all together. It was fantastic. In the 4th round out of Penn State, 6'6", 256. Give me the doctor himself, the dentist. Oof. DDS. Deny Dennis Sutton. 22 years old. You know what he looks like to me? Hopefully a better Rashawn Gary. With better run defense. Decent production his last 2 years at Penn State, pretty consistent. 8.5 sacks in both 24 and 25. Few forced fumbles in 25. He's not quite like super NFL elite explosion, but I think he's just going to be consistent. I think he's going to be, strong case to be the number 3 edge rusher right now with Micah being out for the first, it was 4 weeks. Now it's like 7 or 8, it seems like. I would anticipate he's going to be the one lining up across from Lucas Van Ness. And I think especially with where we got him, what a value, what a steal. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of NFL experts, other NFL experts, that are saying that DDS was definitely one of the steals of the draft. And it was really nice that we could add such a high-quality athlete paired with his production in college into the pass rush rotation. I mean, that was a real gift.
Yeah, this one was crazy to me that he fell this far. It was like every pick that came and went after basically our pick in the 3rd round. I'm like, dude, when is someone going to take this guy?
Right.
This is a guy I loved as well. I didn't pick him up in our mock. I don't believe, but you did, and I was jealous of it. I did in a ton of mocks that we did leading up to it.
No, not in our mock. My mock is the next guy.
No. Yes, but you took him in the 2nd round is what I'm saying.
Oh, I mean, in previous mocks.
Mocks.
Yeah, but not for
This is
our
a guy
mock.
that we had been talking about for a while ahead of time that we both really liked. Now, I'm going to get a little hyperbolic here right off the bat, and then we're going to bring it back down to earth.
Whew.
Guys with this size, this athleticism, 9.96 RAS, by the way, and he did basically everything. The only thing that dinged him from basically a perfect 10 is his weight. He's a little light. His size, his athleticism, his production in college, at a major college.
Yeah,
right?
Big Ten is like the factory
Penn
for
State.
linemen.
Right.
Iowa.
Right. These schools pump out. I'm going to let you have that one. These schools pump out these prospects at these positions that someone with that profile, right? They do not miss. He may not become Micah Parsons level impactful, right? But people with that combination just straight up never miss in the NFL. They at least go on to become a useful player, right? A lot of his comp is basically Daniil Hunter, right? Like that's the level of size, speed, athleticism, production we're looking at here, which would be insane. Is that going to happen? Yeah, probably not, right? But it's there as a possibility. To get that in the 4th round is absolutely crazy. Now, he is definitely first team get off the bus kind of guy, right? You have him and Lucas Van Ness step off the bus first. Because in person,
massive.
that dude's huge. And he's a little lighter than LVN, right? Obviously. But he's also younger at this point. But he's going to continue to bulk up, continue to gain strength, right? He's going to be best buddies with Micah Parsons, I'm sure. Micah Parsons still a big Penn State guy. I'm really excited about this guy, and not even just for what he's going to do his rookie season on the defensive side of the ball, because he has huge opportunity right out the gate here. But also, this guy blocked 3 punts last year. He's going to be a very useful special teams player for us as well. So that's going to be great, especially once Micah comes back, and you assume he's going to fall down the depth chart slightly. But the potential of this guy is absolutely through the roof. He looks like a monster out there, and I'm a little surprised given how relatively light he is. At least he was listed initially. Maybe he's put on some weight since the combine, but they've been putting him inside a ton in practice so far, which is really interesting. And
I have heard that, yeah.
In between,
versatility, right?
Versatility. And with him and LVN, because we know LVN can do that. Obviously, that's what he did in college. That level of versatility, especially once Micah comes back, those 3 on the field together, and pick, Devontae Wyatt, Javon Hargrave is one of the other. Colin Oliver. Now I'm starting to feel a little bit better about that room, right? And that front 5. So I'm super excited about him. I can't believe he lasted this long. He's got some work to do, right? He doesn't have all the moves, that kind of thing. But what he does have is quickness and power, and you can work with that. So where we got him, I'm excited. He's flashing in camp so far, moving them all around. Huge upside with this guy.
I'm saying even now in August, a few months later, I think he's still best pick of the draft.
I agree. Given that he's going to walk in and be a useful player and have the kind of upside he does, completely agree.
All right.
Your time to shine.
Pick 153. I don't know. It's my time to shine. Honestly, Lucas, you pointed it out, and I didn't even realize it at the time. So this was Saturday, right? This was day 3 of the draft. We were all watching together. And as a show, we were able to keep our streak going of successfully picking at least one player that the Packers ended up taking. Not the sexiest of picks, but one that I feel pretty good about. Jaeger Burton, guard/center out of Kentucky, 6'4", 312. Not the flashiest dude in the world, just he played a lot of ball and a lot of SEC ball, right? Big Ten is known for their linemen. SEC is known for their defensive linemen. So being able to last at multiple positions, said he was guard and center, back and forth. It just shows you the IQ this guy has. Like I said, not the best athlete in the world. So he can get beat by some of those quick guys and they go interior. But this guy was already running with the starters in minicamp.
Yep.
Right now he's looking more second team. But Aaron Banks has not been able to stay healthy. And I think having Jaeger Burton, having another good anterior lineman that we can trust and count on, we've discussed how pathetic some of the depth is on the offensive line. That if someone went down, okay, if it's a tackle, thank God we have Kennard, and Kennard's fine. But other than that, the idea of Jacob Monk,
please no,
John Williams, the composer, that's where we're at. And then we took Jaeger Burton, so
Illinois
at least
zone.
now for 3 more positions. Illinois zone. You got it. At least now for 3 more in the interior positions, which is where we really needed a solid backup. We have Jaeger Burton. Not quite as big of a steal as our last one, but overall, I was happy with the value that we got for when we got him.
This is such a Packers pick, right? We all should have seen this coming. Pretty good athlete, good size. Like you said, played well in the SEC. Didn't allow a sack last year in college. That's pretty impressive in the SEC, right?
Very impressive
I'll
in
take
the SEC.
Great position versatility. His nickname's Moose. Give me that at center or guard, right? Give me a guy named Moose, right? Really excited about him and everything that anybody has said coming out of minicamp, coming out of the beginning of training camp. It's been nothing but positive about this guy. Like you said, he started off starting. Now, some injuries, right? Banks was out to begin with, all that kind of stuff. But he's probably the most likely guy to be that in a rotation this year at some point, right? I think Sean Ryan's going to be solidified at center. But if either guard goes down or struggles, I don't think if Sean Ryan struggles, we're going to see Burton necessarily, because I don't think he's going to. But if either guard struggles, Burton's first man up, right?
Well, okay, one of the guards will not struggle. Don't talk about the mountain that way, bro. He's him. He's my favorite lineman in 5 years. He's great.
I know he is. But hey, second-year slump. It happens, right? But I'm
Lucas,
really...
we have enough problems on this team. I don't need that. We all do not need that right now, buddy.
That's fair. That's fair. But we also know that we like to rotate linemen for absolutely no reason.
Especially in playoff games. It's a Matt LaFleur special, musical chairs.
So Jakob Burton's gonna end up starting a playoff game after not starting a game all year randomly, right? Is that what you're saying?
I would have
Possible.
more faith in him than
Possible.
anybody else that we've done that with. Absolutely.
That's true.
Like, all right, you know what? He's got a good name. He's a favorite of the show. Like, Matt, you get a pass.
We can get behind this one this
That
time
one's
at
fine.
least. But yeah, I'm excited about him. Right? Normally, you're not super excited about a guard center prospect. We're not, right? But I was, especially after hearing a little bit more about him. He seems to have really good makeup. Nobody's had a single bad word to say about his time in college or the NFL so far. He had a little hamstring issue, so he wasn't out there when I was there, unfortunately. But I think once he comes back from that, he'll be good to go, man. I'm excited about him. We're going to see him get some playing time for sure this year because one of those three interior linemen is going to go down for a game or two or a half or something, right? And he's going to be the first man off the bench, absolutely. It's not going to be Jacob Monk. Please no, don't let it be Jacob Monk.
I would bet significant money that it'll be Aaron Banks. He has to come in for.
He's
hurt again, I feel like. They're saying it's load management. I'm saying
Right.
that's like publicity management. No, he's hurt again.
But how good of a opportunity is that for Burton when he comes back? He's going to get
amazing.
a ton of reps, a ton of experience with the first team, and an opportunity to really show out, which I think he will prove to be close to starter level by the end of this year.
I would say that. I don't think that's a hot take.
No, I not necessarily. I think next year we may be questioning, like, where do we fit him in? How do we get him on the field?
Yeah, he may just need to, with all the cap things we have to look forward to in the next few seasons, I think Jaeger Burton we probably need that peace of mind. He's most likely a starter next year.
Yep. Unfortunately, I would like him to be a starter for Banks, and given what we did to his contract, that's probably off the table. But
Sixth round. Mr. Domani Jackson, we double dipped at corner.
as we like to do with the positions.
As we like to do. 6'1" out of Alabama, $194, 23 years of age. Athletic freak, 4'1", 40. 4'1",
Bo Jackson.
That'd be Bo Jackson. My apologies. Not quite. Different Jackson. I get
Doe Jackson.
Bo. I get Bo and Domani confused. Like a lot
Bo
of
and
people
Doe.
do. That's his nickname. Doe. All
Doe.
right. You just did that. That was live on the show. You just came up with somebody's nickname.
I did.
Doe? Doe Jax? Doe Jax?
I don't hate it.
You want us to do Doe?
I think Doe Jackson. We'll stick with that.
Doe Jax, like JX. Doe Jax?
No, I got you. I know what you're saying.
Doe Jax. All right.
Let's see him do something first.
Yeah, speaking of him doing something. So the reason why he was still on the board when he runs a 4.41, not 1.4, 4.4140 is because the man has had a lot of injury concerns. He fell out of favor. I don't think he played much his senior year at Alabama. He was riding the bench.
Yeah, he was like on and off throughout the year.
So, kind of your typical speed guy. Can occasionally be caught out of position. His tackling isn't the best. He could use some work on his vision. But with him, man, honestly, like he hasn't done anything with teams yet. Like he hasn't been in any team activities. He's just been doing individual stuff. So he's still banged up. And if we can run through the corner room real quick, dude, like I think there's a legitimate chance that we try to practice squad him and we might lose him, but I just think we might have, I don't think you can trust him over like Kamal Haddon, for example. Like I think Kamal Haddon can stay healthy.
Well,
Whereas
once he's healthy.
Damani, Kamal's back at practice.
Oh, good. I've
All
been
right,
on
so
vacation, folks.
So we got Keyshawn. It's okay. I'm here. We got Keyshawn. We got Brandon, not a Cisse.
We got CV.
No, we have the Juice Man. Then we have CD. and then Kamal is 5.
Yeah.
I don't know if we keep 6. I mean, safety might be a little light, so maybe we keep Jackson. But I'm not really anticipating a whole lot out of him this year. Maybe he can be a gunner with that speed on special teams, but we haven't really seen him. So upside's cool. It's going to take another corner. But it's going to take another corner because we need to have another body in the room. But to be a body in the room, you have to be playing and healthy. So we'll see. We'll see.
So 4 or 5 years ago, he would have been projected to be the number one corner in the class, right? He was a top 10, top 5 high school recruit coming out of the state of California, where he ran a 10.25 100-meter, which was tied the California state record. They've had some fast people in the state of California to run track, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some fast athletes. He has elite athleticism where the injuries kind of sapped him down to a 4.41, which is crazy. Went to USC, stayed home, then transferred to Alabama. Didn't really work out in either location necessarily, but has off-the-charts potential, right? Still relatively young. He kind of got... Well, the good news is last year for Alabama, when the going got tough, they put him in, right? He didn't start a lot of games, but when it came playoff time, that's when he got most of his run towards the end of the season. So that's good to see at least. But crazy athleticism, like I said, super highly touted recruit. His athletic profile is almost identical to Christian Gonzalez, who I loved coming out of college and who's one of the best cornerbacks in the game, right? So that's kind of...
He's turned out pretty good.
He's turned out pretty good. So that's what you're looking for as far as just kind of like body type athleticism goes, right? That's a good archetype. I'll take those all day and just hope one turns out, right? And he's as good of a lottery pick as any in the 6th round. He's the kind of person you want to take in the 6th round, I think.
Good dart throw for sure.
Huge.
Like textbook
dart throw. Textbook dart throw. You hope that you can basically redshirt him this year, either on the practice squad or on the team, whatever. And he can come back next year and really kind of be impactful as he gets up to speed in this defense. Because, yeah, there's not a place for him to play without injuries necessarily. So he's going to have to do special teams, like I said, gunner, all that kind of stuff, which, given his athleticism, shouldn't be an issue. He's a willing tackler, not a good tackler, but he'll throw his body in there.
At least he'll try, unlike Eric Stokes and Savage for like 3 years.
Correct. If you listen to a lot of football stuff, you'll hear like click and close as a cornerback, right, in coverage. That's kind of what Gannon's going to run in this quarters kind of scheme. A lot of off stuff, but he'll be, if he can figure it out in a year or two, he's going to be a real interesting piece for us. You just hope this kind of guy can figure it out. But everything is on the table for him as far as potential.
To our last pick of the draft. Now, this player more than any, the tone, my energy level, my level of excitement, it's not going to be much different than what it would have been if we would have recorded the week after the draft.
Yeah.
Folks, I thought we were fixing our problem at kicker when we went to the state of Florida. Grabbed a gator, Mr. Trey Smack. His last name is Smack. It's a kicker. It's
and his
so
first
funny.
name's Trey.
There's so many puns. Trey, like a three-pointer. Yes. Yeah, the puns. We were excited. It's beautiful. Yeah, he doesn't look great in training camp so far. You know, I was told out of Florida he made, 5 of 5, over 50 in 2025. He's missing in the 40s. He's going like 3 for 5 or 4 for 5 under 50 so far in training camp. Not looking great. Luke, did you catch the interview with, who was it, Ryan Longwell?
Yeah.
Talking about the trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
And he laid it out very clearly. Like, listen, if you look at guys like myself, you look at guys like Mason, and I forgot who else he said, but like when you kick in Lambeau, you have to do, was it low trajectory he was saying?
Yeah.
I believe it was low.
Yeah.
Honestly, for the point, folks, it doesn't super matter. Let's say it was low. Okay. And then he said, and then go look at guys like Anders Carlson or Dave Rayner or Trey Smack. And their trajectory is the opposite. So let's say it's high. I think so. We're not special teams coaches. The point of this, folks, is that other kickers that did well in Green Bay kick the opposite way. And the guys that haven't done well, that increase our blood pressure, Trey Smack kicks the same way as they do. And I've been hearing from some of the Packer beat reporters that, there's wind in Green Bay and it takes a little bit of time to adjust. But so far, bro, I'm not feeling great. I know they signed that international pathway player, that German dude from the Falcons to be our international pathway player, who in limited time last year went 10 of 10, like not a crazy sample size, but was consistent. Maybe not the biggest leg, but a more accurate kind of guy. I don't know, but so far, not really feeling great about Trace Mack or just the continuation of this. Like, we can talk about the X's and O's all we want, but if we're not 10 points better than the other team, like what happened in Chicago, are we just going to get McManused again by Trace Mack? I really hope not. But so far, not loving what I'm seeing, bro. Not trying to be Debbie Downer, but on South Dakota Curtain, we keep it real.
So the flip side of some of that.
Oh, here we go.
No, is Brandon McManus was like perfect in training camp last year. So that didn't mean anything either.
Okay.
I'm just saying, trying to be glass half full over here. All right.
Hey, you know what? I appreciate that in this moment. Thank you.
They didn't really kick when I was there, so I don't have a comment. And they didn't kick because Orzik was hurt. So our long snapper, so they didn't bother kicking the first couple days. Really, not a true sample, anyways, with like a live rush and all that kind of stuff. We have since signed a long snapper, so he can kick. It's not him. It's not his long snapper long term. And this long snapper, apparently last year in the kicker battle that he was a part of as the long snapper, his kicker missed all 9 field goals that he long snapped. And the other long snapper, he was 10 for 10. So we have a terrible long snapper snapping to our rookie kicker so far. So just grain of salt until we get this thing kind of figured out. And yeah, most likely he is being kind of retaught how to kick. If I remember correctly, that Ryan Longwell video, which is super insightful, by the way. Loved
it was
that.
great, but it was also like, for the love of God, I hope, please, Acord, H-Ord, whatever your name
Acord.
is, like, please tell me that you know these things too. Maybe Rick Bisaccia didn't, because just like the cookies, they can kind of just crumble away. But Mr. Acord, please. Or please tell me that you listen to Ryan Longwell. Maybe bring him in.
Right. Please.
Assistant kicker coach.
And there was something to like kind of cuts and fades and that kind of thing, almost like golf terms, where you have to be able to start the ball one way so it kind of comes back the other way. Anyways.
Yeah, that's your level of golf, not mine.
Fair. Fair. But like I said, the half full version is he's probably working through on some of the mechanics there. And his timing has not been good so far because he's been dealing with Sean Ryan as the long snapper. And now he's got this other guy who probably sucks. And we don't have a normal operation yet, right?
The rhythm doesn't help. I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, please at least tell me that you as well, sitting here in August, you are at least slightly less excited and or more nervous than we were in April.
I don't necessarily think so. And I think that's because I'm not going to believe anything until the regular season starts. And even then, I'm not going to believe anything then for a while, right? We've seen a lot of kicking shenanigans. We thought we had it settled last year, right? 2 years ago, McManus was great. Last year, he was terrible randomly after a phenomenal training camp.
I mean, let's just. I think he was still hurt, and they shouldn't have brought him back.
Oh yeah,
like
they completely botched that, right?
Yeah,
completely botched that situation. But at least like we got a young guy with a fun name, so if things go wrong,
if things go wrong,
get a joke about it.
You know what that means?
I don't know.
Do you know what that means for me and you? It means that we get to hear a lot of smack from Bears fans.
Yeah,
that's
what
what
wrong.
we get.
You're not
wrong
wrong.
With that.
I'm just trying to be positive over here. I will say, like I said, they didn't kick. However, I believe him and Lenny Craig at the time, which is the Pathway guy.
That's his name,
and Daniel Whalen.
Also great name.
Yeah.
Great name.
He's German.
Lenny Craig?
Right?
Jawohl.
But his dad's from like Nigeria or something. A real interesting kind of path to the NFL. The three of them were essentially playing hacky sack or kind of like soccer volley type stuff with a football, which was a little wild to watch. The three of them standing in a circle. That's pretty much all they did.
Why? Why?
That was what
I'm sure that's really going to help in Lambeau in December when it's -12.
Well, they were.
Well, guys, remember when we played hacky sack? All right, I'm ready now.
They were probably just bored. This is like the very beginning of practice, while other people are doing whatever they're doing. And while we don't have a long snapper, what are they supposed to do?
You could still just go practice kicks.
Well, they did eventually, but I'm just saying that's what they did when everybody else was kind of like stretching or whatever. They just kind of went out there and kicked around a football. Like I said, very impressive. I'm not going to lie. To be able to do that with a football, very hard. Much harder than a soccer ball, but It's way more unpredictable. So that was interesting. That's pretty much all I saw of him. That's all I got. But that's my 2 cents on Trey Smack.
I
could tell which one he was.
Yeah.
Because he's not 6'5" like Daniel Whalen.
He's a little guy.
Yeah, so it was pretty obvious which one he was. But he did well in their little hacky sack type situation. It's my analysis.
One of the surgeons I work with, Jesus, long day at work, my apologies. Let's not get that twisted. Work with. He's a big Buccaneers fan. I think he went to Florida, and so like whenever he shows up in the recovery room, he always wants to talk Packers, and he always wants to talk a little shit, and that's fine. Have a good relationship. But he came around this week, and I was like, don't even start with me. Like, Trey Smack is your guy, and I don't have a lot of hope right now. And it's your fault. It's your fault that I feel this way. So don't even start with me. Just don't. Mm-mm.
I will say, we picked the obvious number 1 kicker in the draft. He was the only draftable kicker. So this isn't an Anders Carlson situation where we picked somebody way too early and everybody was like, what are y'all doing?
Makes me feel worse. Makes me feel worse.
He was the only one. He was by far the best kicker in this class. By far. So we're trying. I'm going to pause some of my concern until we get the long snapper situation figured out and we can have the starting long snapper, holder, and kicker all at one time here.
All right. I appreciate you're protecting your mental health more than I am.
I'm trying.
I respect it. All right, let's go to some UDFAs. Lucas, I hope you pull up the list, but let's play a fun little game of what I could do top of my head.
Okay. Love to hear it.
All right, so we got Kyron Drones, quarterback, kind of the mobile vibe. Isn't looking great so far in training camp. Miami?
Virginia Tech.
That's same thing. Virginia Tech.
So close.
Not quite Michael Vick, right-handed, not left-handed, but
4.6, 240, pretty good.
A typical scrambler type.
Yeah.
Fine. Could he maybe be practice squad quarterback? Sure. The name is fun.
Yeah, drone strike, right? Anytime he throws past 10 yards, it's a drone strike, to me anyways.
J. Michael Sturdivant, wide receiver out of Florida. I think we paid him either the most or second most for UDFA. This was a guy that was projected like 7th rounder.
I took him in a lot of mocks. Yeah.
I think out of all the UDFAs, he was the one like that was, the highest percent to be drafted. He's like a 6'2" guy, decent size, pretty good speed.
6'2", 440.
Seems to be a lot of people's picks for like the Packer tradition of a UDFA making the roster. I think the receiver room is a little crowded, so you would need an injury to, make his way up there. But so far in training camp, I know he's made a few plays. Nice to have a little bit of depth.
Yeah, he's my favorite UDFA. He was the one I liked the most prior to the draft. Like I said, 6'2", 440, 39-inch vert. Like, that's some really good high-tier size and athleticism, right? And when you look at our wide receiver room, this has been talked about a lot, but we bring in Sky Moore, who's a little guy, and who's littler than I thought, honestly, out there. He's a little dude.
He is a returner. He can play receiver, but
he's taken a wide receiver spot potentially, right? That's what we're talking about. And how many little guys does Matt LaFleur want on the team? He doesn't like little guys to begin with, right? So if you have
2,
Reed,
3,
Moore, and Golden. So if you're only carrying Reed's little,
Moore, Gold, 3, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and then who are your big guys? C-Dub.
I mean, Z-Dub.
C-Dub.
Yeah, Christian Watson.
Yeah, and?
Bo Melton is the biggest dog ever.
He's not a big guy. He's a little guy.
He's a dog.
He blocks like a big guy. I'll give you that. It's Isaiah Nair or J. Michael Sturdivant, right? It's one of those two, probably.
Is the superior athlete. Nair's been making some good plays, and he was around last year, but I still think right now edge goes to Sturdivant. It just depends.
It's
numbers.
Going to come down to those two and Sky Moore, I think, for sure. I don't think he's necessarily guaranteed on this team as a returner because he also hasn't looked great returning so far. He's had some bobbles and some botches. But back to Sturdivant. He's made some really nice plays, but he's also had a case of the drops. He's had a
Oh,
couple.
well, then he's making the team for
Yeah,
sure.
right.
He drops the ball. Come on home.
He's had a couple egregious ones. I was there for one of them. Yeah, just straight up bounced off his hands wide open in the middle of the field. Bloop, hit the floor. But he's also made some splash plays, more so than most of the other ones outside of maybe Nair. Him and Nair are kind of head-to-head in that bigger splash receiver play.
All right. I'm kind of throwing you under the bus here, putting you on the spot.
Ah,
Do you know what jersey he wears?
87.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be something like 82, and I was like, who wore 82? Like Richard Rodgers, but 87, don't have to say it.
Yep.
Don't got to say it. All right. So J. Michael Sturdivant, running back out of one of the Florida schools, the black jersey, I believe.
UCF, correct?
UCF.
Jaden Nixon.
I was going to say, I had him in to go. Jaden Nixon kind of seems to be like a regular UDFA running back. You know, some of these guys, you get like one trait that's really good. Doesn't seem to have run trait that's really good. I don't remember him being especially big or
Vision,
fast.
maybe.
Patience, but
he's like 5'9". Yeah, his RAS score is 3.2. To give you an idea.
Yeah.
A lot of red and yellow. 4.5, 440, so it's not even like a little water bug guy. Not a great shuttle or three cone. Not a good vertical. So not a lot of pop there. Not a lot of explosion. But he seemed to have good vision, I think. He's made a couple decent plays. It's still early in camp, so who kind of knows, but he could be a practice squad guy.
Yeah, I think that running back room is a little weird, but it seems to me
weird.
like Damian Martinez or Strong would be the break glass in case of emergency, which there are several emergent situations. I mean, Chris Brooks is hurt. Marshawn Lloyd is healthy for now, whatever. We know about all that drama with that other dude. Not even going to mention his name on the show today. So yeah, running back room is interesting.
It's Strong, by the way. It's definitely going to be Pierre Strong.
You think Pierre Strong's the next one up?
He looked good.
Patriot, right?
He was
drafted by the Patriots,
and
right?
I think was he in the Browns for a cup of coffee?
But he went to like NDSU or some shit. He went to real small schools, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. But he's been the one making plays with the second and third team for sure.
And that's at least like a name that we knew.
Correct.
I feel a little better about that. Like he's in like the hemisphere of the world. You know?
Correct.
Okay. All right. We picked up a smaller coverage linebacker.
TJ Quinn.
I want TJ Quinn out of not North Carolina State. Was it North Carolina straight up? The red ones, the Wolfpack?
Nope, it is red.
Mountain West team?
Nope. Former cornerback went here.
Former cornerback of us?
Mm-hmm. Recently,
So not currently
recently retired.
from the Packers?
Mm-hmm.
Did I love him?
We all did. Until the end.
Hold on.
Devin's
All right,
wheels
so
are turning.
Yeah, not Washington, not Kevin King.
No, because we didn't all love him.
People are silly. Savage didn't retire.
I can make this so easy for you if you want.
Can we keep going for a little bit longer?
Yeah. Great audio here.
Okay, fine. If I'm
No,
gonna ruin the show,
you're fine. Keep going.
Just tell me who it is.
It's a bird mascot. Red bird.
I'm gonna be so mad. Just tell me.
Louisville. Jair.
Oh, Jair. All right, whatever. Okay, Jair. Yeah, I guess we all love Jair. Okay. Yeah, he seemed like he's kind of a prototypical pass coverage linebacker, not the biggest guy in the world. Wasn't also crazy fast, so I guess he can be our practice squad emergency backer because we don't really have
bigger and faster than him. So yeah, it's kind of a weird one.
But we also don't have like a lot of depth in that room, you know. So no way which we don't need a lot if we only going to really use two off-ball linebackers. Probably a practice squad body, I think, is a pretty safe bet for TJ Quinn, unless he looks absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, he's 6 foot 225, 4.5 40, so decent there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Racked up a ton of tackles while at Louisville, but you don't expect his style to necessarily translate, right? 'Cause he's a little. You'd have to bulk up significantly. But we gave him a big signing bonus and guarantee, so we seem to like him, which is interesting. But we'll kind of see how he plays out. He definitely looked small compared to the rest of the linebackers.
He was he was one of the early UDFAs too. He was top 3, I think.
Yeah, he was one of the
him
first
and
ones.
Sturdivant and Drones.
Mm-hmm. So they seem to like him a lot. But when you put him next to, Franklin's a shorter guy, but pretty stout, right? Cooper's taller,
5'11",
taller and skinnier. But like put him next to Christian Welch. Christian Welch is a big dude, by the way. That's a big guy. He looks like he's not in the same position group. That's for sure. Now maybe a special teams guy.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm reaching here.
All right, I'm running out here. There's either a corner or safety with the last name of Jones, who apparently has a really nice story.
Marlon Jones. Yep.
Marlon Jones, safety.
Corner.
Okay, they listed him at safety today. And
he may be doing both. The safety is Mervyn Kenyon from Nevada.
Mervyn Kenyon.
He's had a couple decent plays. Who else we got? We got Josh Geske from Illinois, U of I.
Lineman. He seemed like he was, again, one of the more highly touted UDFAs. So maybe another depth piece for the practice squad. Sure.
I mean, 9.63 RAS, man. I mean, he's got the goods.
We do like that.
Yeah, he was one of kind of 2 U of I linemen, interior linemen. The center, I believe, got drafted from there. And apparently, when scouts are making their calls to colleges, because that happens, scouts will call colleges. The colleges will be like, "Hey, look out for this guy," type of thing, right?
Nice thing to do,
right? Brett Bielema was telling everybody to look at Josh Geske, not the guy that got drafted. He's like, Josh Geske is the guy, right? He's the one you want. He's a real hard worker. He's got good athleticism. Like, so that's something, right? That counts for something. I think between him and Sturdivant are my 2 potential 53 guys. Because I think the interior line depth is pretty weak, depending on what they feel about Caleb Monk and John Williams at this point. But I think Josh Geske has a real chance there. He's got good size, 6'5", 328. So good interior lineman size there. A little bit bigger guy that we're looking for right now. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. We had a tight end, R.J. Maryland from SMU.
Oh, yeah.
He was actually kind of interesting because 2 years ago, very athletic guy, right? Good pass catcher, dealt with some injuries, still did the combine, tested terribly, undersized, real question marks. But the idea was if this guy was finally healthy, this could actually be an NFL level player. Right, it's kind of undersized pass catching, that kind of move tight end type of situation. Almost kind of how we're using Josh Wiley a little bit, despite being a very different body style. But besides Josh Wiley, I don't think
Maryland is like the best blocker in the world. Like he's definitely more of a receiving. Definitely
a receiving guy. But 4.5 40. Good 20-yard split, good 10-yard split, good athleticism, just a little, and the athleticism should have been better. But he's coming off apparently a horrific injury from 2 years ago. So, interesting guy. Apparently wasn't out of practice today or yesterday. That's what I heard. So, hopefully he's doing all right. But could be interesting as a practice squad stash, kind of wait for the future type of deal.
For sure. All right, so we've gone through our draft and our UDFAs. So, look, what do you say we talk about training camp, preseason, and just like roster battles, rooms that are problematic, and what we're looking for? Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good to me.
All right, I will start. The tight end room is bad shape.
Bad shape. Real bad shape.
Tucker Kraft is coming back, which is wonderful news.
Just started practicing.
Yep, happy to see that. That was a joyous occasion when he came back. But then we got news that Luke Musgrave has a neck injury. We have no idea when that's going to be better.
They said it's working. It'll work itself out, but basically no time soon. What does that mean for a neck injury?
I have no idea. I don't know neck injuries that work themselves out. Maybe it's a stinger or something, but why wouldn't you just say that? So that's weird.
And that happened
in
Luke Musgrave. Camp. This has been a while.
Luke Musgrave is like separate in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay. We signed Luke Lachey after he failed his physical originally. Mm-hmm. Weeks later, I guess he passed the second time.
From Iowa.
And Iowa's own, he's in a boot. So he's going to be out for weeks. Mm-hmm. So we have Wiley.
Who's tight end one.
Tight end one. So, I mean, okay, so Tucker's back. So Tucker, Wiley, RJ Maryland is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Big news. We brought back a Brennan Castles over the
It was a cooler name
guy's
than
name
that.
is.
It was like McKellen Castles or something.
McKellen Castles. That sounds right. And I think that's it. I know you're going to roll your eyes when I say this, but if he's not on a team right now or when he gets cut, maybe Josiah's going to come home, bro. We need bodies. We need just bodies in that room.
I don't think he's what they're looking for right now.
I mean, he at least knew the system. Like for a camp body.
I understand what you're saying. I do, but unlikely.
So yeah, tight end had some problems. I mean, the big one is Luke Musgrave, which we'll see as time goes on.
That
but
changes.
I don't feel
that
great.
changes things.
I was cool and I was happy with Kraft, Musgrave, Wiley.
Yeah, no, I like that trio a lot.
That was great. And then you could throw in. I feel like Maryland is my shoe in for tight end 4, and that would have been fine because we usually
different
keep 4.
flavor, right?
Fine. But no Musgrave and then Wiley too. I mean, that's problematic. So I guess it really just depends on the health of Luke Musgrave going forward. But I mean, if he's going to miss any portion of the season, I would anticipate that tight end would need to be a position that we add a body to. This might be like a cut down day ad, or a cut down day. Hey, we have 4 tight. No team has 4 tight ends, and they want to keep 3. Send us a 7th, and we'll give you this guy.
The Rams, right? They have like 12 tight ends right now.
But I think that is either that or running back. But right now, that is like position problem number 1 on this team for me.
That is definitely problem number 1, with running back really just being like
so many question marks. So many question marks.
It's kind of like the Chekhov's gun, right, type situation of the team. So it's hanging over your head the whole time. Like, running back room is not a problem currently.
Chekhov's gun, not a black cloud. Can you explain to me and the audience, Lucas, what Chekhov's gun is?
Yeah, it's okay. So Chekhov's gun is kind of when they show something early on, and it becomes important later, and it kind of just hangs over the plot of the book, the movie, the whatever.
Like foreshadowing almost?
Kind of, yeah. You don't know if or when it'll ever pop up later. So
I see you, journalism major. I see you.
That's kind of what the running back room feels like. Like, we have no problems right now. We have none, right? We have Brooks, a little bit, whatever, right? We have 3 running backs that are going to be ready to go week 1, and we have a couple practice squad guys that are looking okay, right? On paper, the running back room's great. Obviously, we have the potential issues with RB1. We don't believe
and even
RB2 is going to be able to stay healthy.
I don't buy it. No, I still don't believe it.
I completely understand, but like he's on the roster until he's hurt, right?
He's healthy.
He's healthy till he's not.
It's not if, it's when. But then all right. So let's just say that somehow
there's just nothing you can do about the running back room until something happens.
Fair, but let's just agree here, please, that if RB1, there are no issues, whatever, RB1 is intact.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. When Marshawn Lloyd gets hurt in the second week of preseason, and then it's just him and like Chris Brooks.
They bring up Pierre Strong.
You think that's it?
That might be it.
I hope not. I'm going to say.
Who are you going to go get? Well, anybody from Arizona, basically.
But yeah, that's fine.
Go get Trey Benson.
The same thing that I said for the tight end room. You do the same thing for the running back room. And I think those are the only positions on this team where I feel that way. If you have to waste a 7th, hopefully only one of them, or just pick up somebody on cut day, great. But that running back room scares me. I love Chris Brooks. I do. He can't be RB2, and I have no faith in Marshawn Lloyd. And then especially if whatever could happen to RB1 happens to RB1, and Chris Brooks is our lead dog. I love him. I do. Chris Brooks, 3.1 yards per carry. And it's funny because he does that, and like sort of Brandon Jackson, and we talked so much about Brandon Jackson. Maybe he's second round pick. Maybe that's part of this. And Chris Brooks is UDFA. I love Chris Brooks. I don't want him carrying the ball more than 4 times in a game.
Agreed.
I don't.
Agreed. I think, like I said, the hard part with the running back room is you can't do anything until something happens. Right? Because
True.
you're not going to bring, basically at this point, you're not going to bring anybody in to displace any of those three until something happens.
I know that you're right, but it's still Chekhov's gun or Black Cloud or a source of my anxiety regardless.
So yeah, that's a problem. We got tight end. Wide receiver room isn't an issue, but it's going to have to be handled very differently than normal, which I'm excited for a little bit. Because we have three guys that are going to be on the field consistently. I don't think we're going to be doing the whole, we have 12 wide receivers, they all need to see the field every game thing again.
No, it'll be the big three. It'll be Golden, Reed, and Watson, which a lot of us were very frustrated with how much platooning they did, treating the wide receiver room like it's like different flights, lines in hockey, whatever you call them, lines.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever, I was close.
You got there.
This isn't a hockey show, folks. I mean, yeah, we'll get like little sprinkles of Savion, but I felt like the snap distribution, ignoring injuries, right? When people are all healthy, they were just grossly inappropriate.
It kind of reminded me of freshman year football, right? For me, the way we called plays was the fullback ran the play in, which is a wild way to do this. I have no idea why they decided this was the way to do it. So we had three fullbacks, myself being one of them, and we would just rotate every single play because we had to bring the play in to tell the team. That's kind of what it felt like with the wide receiver room. We're just going to keep rotating you guys. There's better ways to do this, but we're just going to keep doing it for the absolute sake of nothing. I will say, we're just straight up, this shouldn't be a surprise, but we're giving Golden the Dobbs snaps, right? That's very obvious, which is awesome because he's looked great. And even in person, like, he didn't make any huge splash plays down the field, but what he did do, just the one practice I was at, multiple out routes, catching the ball with his hands away from the body, right? Over the sideline even, making some sideline kind of toe tap situation catches. Found a soft spot in the zone between the linebackers and the safeties in the middle of the field on a longer kind of scramble route type situation where Jordan had to maneuver the pocket a little bit and then found him. Nice layered throw right over the top. It's that kind of thing. I think we're going to see a lot more of that than we would have expected a year ago. He's not going to be utilized as a burner a ton, I don't think. He's going to be very much a possession receiver with crazy wheels.
As we saw in his highlight play from last year, that
worked.
A deep go ball. That was just a little underneath, and then he made like 6 Bears miss. Mm-hmm. That was my shit talk for all my Bear fans this offseason. So you know what? Yeah, be happy about your win. Be happy about us giving you the game, whatever.
But I'm excited about that because I think the way we're going to use him, he's going to have a lot of catches in this offense. I think he's going to make the most of them.
Be good to see.
I'm excited.
It'll be a fun nice little trilogy there. But I still feel, Savion.
Yeah, he'll
what you
get some
can do,
sprinkles in there. He'll get some sprinkles in there.
He showed us he's a receiver last year. Let's not forget that catch against the Giants. That was huge, bro. It's like 4th down, and it got to have a situation. Savion.
And we haven't seen the real Savion because he was hurt all year last year.
Mm-hmm. Bo Melton will still be a dog.
Yep.
And then, Sky Moore, if he has to be receiver 6, he's been an NFL receiver. He's not the greatest, but when you have a guy on the roster who is primarily a returner, I would say he's in the better half in the receiver capability.
Yeah, he can actually play some receiver.
He can play receiver. He's not useless.
Correct.
All right, other position groups to discuss. Safety feels a little thin. Maybe we just keep UNLV guy.
Yeah.
From last year, the UDFA. I think he probably has to make the team. But you lose Zane, so now it's just X and Evan, which Bullard still counts as a safety, but he's pretty much only playing in the slot.
He's slot.
And then Catan, and then I guess Baldwin, who got a little banged up, it sounded like yesterday. We'll see about him.
But he's looked good.
But I think he's the next guy up.
Well, he is basically playing Bullard's backup. So while he may be a safety, if called upon, he's playing a lot of slot. He had a really hyped up interception. That was the day I was there, thankfully. Really nice interception over the middle of the field where he read the eyes, kind of had a almost dive for it. Good hands. But he's the backup slot. So I don't know if they just see him as the backup slot or if they actually are going to, if they're comfortable with him at safety. But he's pretty much the only person taking backup slot reps. So he's probably pretty safely on the team, I would imagine.
Another one for you.
Okay.
Who is the defensive lineman that's going to be left out of the party? Because we low-key have a lot.
We do. It's going to be one of the big boys.
Defensive tackle. So let's just, all right. Devontae Wyatt's 1.
Javon Hargrave.
Javon Hargrave is
They're
2.
starting.
Let's say McClellan is 3.
Maybe.
Carl is 4.
Yeah, Carl's making the team.
Honestly, because he's Jonathan Ford and Stackhouse are the only true nose tackles, and Jonathan Ford seems to be playing way better.
Yeah.
Brinson showed flashes.
Been quiet this year. But last year,
and then you get to Stackhouse. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking maybe Stackhouse.
And there's a guy Campbell. I think he was number 63.
Oh,
he apparently has been killing it.
Yeah, they keep talking about
him.
Every
day
he
has a big play. So
Anthony Campbell.
Does he make it even more confusing?
Sounds like he might. I mean, we could probably
We might lose both Georgia guys.
Yeah, I mean, if Campbell rips it up, I could see us trying to put him on the practice squad.
Especially with DDS and LVN's ability to go inside, apparently.
Yeah, you got more options.
Yeah, you got more options.
But, I mean, at edge, too, you have a pretty deep room there, right? You got – so let's just go pretend Micah's healthy. Micah and LVN, DDS, and Sorrell.
Yeah.
Oliver 5?
Oliver Cox.
5, 6. So, I mean, yeah, we got some bodies for sure. We got some decisions to be made. I feel like most of my curiosity for this preseason is going to be a lot of those young defensive guys, you know?
The cornerback room is going to be interesting, how exactly those battles all play out.
Juice man.
What exactly does 1 through 4 look like? Keyshawn's going to be 1. Pretty positive there. At least to start the year. But 2 through 4 seem like they could be up in the air.
No, for sure. For sure. Might be a little bit of rotation. I mean, I could see us doing a little bit of matchup dependent. Like if you do have a big receiver, big tight end, do you want Juice Man out there just for the height? You should. That would be smart. Especially if we're doing a lot of zone, because that's where you can get in trouble with a bigger corner, is if they're in man. But, Lucas, in all the film that I watched of Benjamin St. Juste, I didn't see him start walking in the middle of a playoff game, in the middle of a play. Just because, 4 months before, Micah Parsons would have sacked him by that point. But I didn't see the Juice Man doing that. Just throwing that out there.
Do you know how many languages he speaks?
Multiple.
3.
French, I'm sure.
French?
English. Dude, he's also like a fashionista. Benjamin St. Juste. He got some swagger.
What age do you think he learned English?
4.
17.
That's what I said. Did you see? Bro, he even did some Formula One stuff.
He did.
I might have
when they were in
it to
Miami,
you.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's
you gotta love him a little bit.
No, I do. I like him. He's huge. The third language, by the way, is Haitian Creole, because his dad's from Haiti.
Love old Haitian Creole.
He's got French, Haitian Creole, which probably has a fair amount of French to it, I would imagine, right? And then English. So I mean, this is a well-rounded guy that we got. I'm excited for him. Like I said, he's giant in person.
Apparently, Keyshawn Nixon is not like his diverse background. Keyshawn was like, "Oh yeah, St. Juste. I was saying he's from Canada." What's wrong with that? It's cool. How many Canadian players in the league?
Not many, and he started a foundation or something. I forgot exactly what he said, but it started a foundation to try to help have more Canadian players make it to the NFL as well, because it's kind of a hard road to get here. He learned English at 17 because he started getting scholarship offers. And he went to Michigan, I think, first before he went to Minnesota, and he didn't really know English yet. And he's like, I should probably learn before I go to college in America. Like, yep, probably a good idea.
It would help. But, I mean, bro, you're a 6'3" corner. I love you, Juice Man. So whatever foundations you can do to get more Canadians that are, maybe the more hockey build, give them a little extra height up against the boards, give me that 6'3".
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Little check-in. Do what you got to do. other preseason or Packer thoughts that are on your mind right now, Lucas?
It's weird going into the year with a veteran backup quarterback.
Yo, Ty God.
It's weird, man.
Ty God Taylor, my boy. Apparently, he's been looking good too.
It was weird watching him because I'm used to the backups looking like backups to a certain degree, but it's Tyrod Taylor. Like, he's been around forever at this point. He just comes in, there's no issues, right? Not making a flashy play, just making the right play most of the time. It's training camp. You're going to throw interceptions. You're going to do whatever, right? But the offense just looks very calm under his leadership, the second team. And especially early on in training camp, those offenses can make a million mistakes sometimes, right? You're going to have a bunch of rookies in there, people that are brand new to the team, backup quarterback that maybe doesn't know the system, right? But just well-oiled machine with him at the helm, which is pretty impressive to see.
And for the first time in a while, Jordan's actually going to have somebody in that room that can help him.
Very true.
And same thing with the young receivers too, like if you come off the sideline after a drive and like people can only be in one spot, right? Mm-hmm. So if Jordan's talking to Matt LaFleur, like Tyrod can go to the receivers and be like, if they're in cover 2 here, you got to take this way. Like, this is what we're looking for. Because Tyrod's just been like what you would want in a prototypical veteran quarterback. He's going to teach. He's going to help. His success, it doesn't matter if he's on the bench. He just wants the team to win. He's not going to be petty. Right. He's going to do what he can to help the Packers win. And it's just nice that with everything great like Malik did, obviously love the man to death, but everything great that Matt Flynn did, love the man to death. But Tyrod is going to give you that like veteran coaching that can help the team on the field, even if he is not physically there, which we haven't had in a long time.
A very long time, right? It'll be interesting. I think Matt LaFleur said when asked about him, talked a little bit about like his kind of calm demeanor, right? He doesn't talk a ton, but he kind of picks and chooses his spots to share that knowledge. I think can be a very impactful way of teaching young guys, right? Because if you just throw a ton of stuff at them, not even necessarily Jordan, just the offense in general, or even the other two quarterbacks, Kyle McCord and Kyron Jones. But having that kind of way of just picking your spots, I think, can definitely be impactful.
For sure. All right, man. Well, listen, we're just 2 days away from preseason football.
I'm excited.
Cardinals, Panthers.
I'm excited.
I can't wait, bro. Can't wait. That field at Canton isn't so great, and the quality of football may not be great, but the fact that it is back is something to be very, very excited for. And then our Packers play just a week later against the Steelers. Apparently, Aaron is going to play.
Why? Who knows? But love it.
Dude, fucking revenge game.
Jordan's not going to play, probably.
Oh, it doesn't matter. All right, here's the plot to watch for that one. Ready for it?
Yeah.
Aaron's going to be really petty and try to put up like 40 in the first quarter. And Tyrod's going to outduel him.
I mean, honestly, that would be a blast to watch if that happened.
You can keep the receipt. You heard it first here.
I'm looking forward to it.
All righty, folks. Well, thank you for coming back. We're sorry for the slight delay. We had to really marinate in our draft opinions and kind of watch them mature as we enter training camp. This is a beautiful time for the show, but we'll be hitting you back up after some preseason action. But until next time.
Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.